Hi everybody, this video is sponsored by contribution from Anonymous. Dear Ollie, please read my letter as anonymous. My mother is a narcissist and I was abused as a child. The most horrendous physical abuse, emotional and mental abuse, altering from loud screaming to silent treatment. It was so bad that I feel watching the violence that went on and thinking it was right and listening to my mom's high-pitched voice, foul mouth, was that what drove my elder narc sister, Golden Child, to develop schizophrenia, and she's also anorexic. We also experienced forced feeding, many other forms of craziness, torture, mind games, and abuse. But basically, I endured the brunt of it. My narc sister only duplicated my mother's abuse towards me. I felt as a child I had absolutely no one, and felt so much self-pity. I want to work on removing this pattern of feeling. I had few friends at school because I was too quiet and guarded. I developed depression and social anxiety, and it is difficult for me to maintain my stamina as I grew older. But thankfully, I don't hear voices. Even I am already mid-30s. I only left home 4 years ago. I was a shy, weak person. I had no confidence or guts to leave, but I managed because I couldn't take it any longer living at home. It's like my only goal growing up was to make enough money as soon as I was done with college so I can escape that hellhole. When I think of my mother, I have no positive memory of her whatsoever in my life. My childhood has been mostly miserable because of my turbulent home life. My father was very good to us, but he chose to never be home. He was always working, which now makes sense. He couldn't deal with my narc mom, and it is what killed him and gave him a heart attack. When my sister got sick, my mom left the country to go on a 10-month-long holiday, not caring if my sister would die, with hearing voices and being too anorexic to eat. I had to move back home for some time to take care of her for a while. It took a lot from my life and health to take care of my sister. She was saved, but as soon as my narc mom returned, my narc mom tried to abuse me and extort money. So I stood up for myself and left. I didn't know at the time that arguing with the narc is what they feed on. I had already given her a lot of money in the past. After researching a lot and learning about narcissists and narcissistic abuse, I refused to give her any more money. But before leaving, my mom made it seem like she kicked me out to her friends and her certain flying monkeys that try to get news about me and make me think they care. My narc mom just tried to kick me out so many times when she goes in a rage. First time was at 8 years old. I have so much anger now, and the same narc sister that I saved and helped survive makes me feel like I don't exist anymore, now that she's okay. It makes me so angry. I feel used and abused again. I never want to see or hear from them again. I wish I could move on with life this way. I wish I could move on with life this way, not hearing from any of their friends, but there is just too many common people in our life. I've taken so much from my narc mom and sister my whole life that I've decided to go no contact. I know this is the right decision. The favorites, my sister and younger brother, are still more on her side. No one really calls me or checks on me from my siblings, even if I repeatedly help them and show them that I love them. I feel alone and isolated sometimes, but it's okay. I'm going to take one day at a time. I want to ask for advice where to go from here. I would like some advice on how to deal with my residual anger, and it makes me want to smoke and drink. And I would like some advice on what to say when people say, but she's still your mom. Every therapist I have tried has done this, and I am not seeing another one again. But I know I do need help. Thank you for your videos. You are changing lives and helping people. Anonymous. You know, I've talked about but they're your parents. It's not your parents. It's your birth giver. She was never a mother. That's first. She was never a mother. She gave birth to me. Any animal can give birth. Every organism on this planet gives birth. Big fucking deal. The woman went on a 10-month vacation while her daughter was anorexic and hearing voices in the hospital, comes back, and then hits you up for money. You need to cut anybody who associates with these people out of your life any way you can. It's the only way you're going to get any sort of clarity or begin to heal. You have to. Because always in the back of your mind when these people are telling, like, it's like, why are you even talking to this one? Forget it. Forget it. They're telling you who they are. When they say, but she's still your mom, knowing all this stuff, they're just telling you who they are. They're doing you no favors. And again, this is another example how death, sickness, disease doesn't absolve the narcissist. They're just a dead narcissist. They're just a sick narcissist. They're just a narcissist with a disease. They're still narcissists. And if you nurse them back to health like you did, you're just nursing them back to narcissism. That's all you're doing. All that guilt is bullshit. You got nothing to feel guilty about. The reason why your sister abuses you the way she does is because she saw your mother do it. Because she's abused by your mother and she's trying to make her happy. And the best way, and your mother's best supply, is fucking with you. That's why your sister does it. They're still narcissists. Whether they're schizophrenic, anorexic, have cancer, or dead. They're still narcissists. It doesn't absolve them. And when you care for them and you nurse them back to health like this, you're nursing them back to narcissism. You're nursing them back to abuse me. You're handing them the weapon when you should be no contact. It's not your problem. She wasn't your problem. None of them are your problem. Cut them out and keep them out. Dealing with your anger, you need to talk about it. Webcam, again, tell your story to a webcam. Not to be posted, just to tell it, just to say it. And again, is another person frustrated with any therapist that tells you but she is the wrong therapist. You're going to have to talk to find a therapist. And I understand who really does understand this. And that's going to include grilling them beforehand. Do you know what gaslighting is? Do you know what enablers are? Do you know what a flying monkey is? Do you know what covert, overt? Do you know the adverse effect of this abuse and how confusing it is? And I'm just trying to put a finger on what happened to me. Do you understand? I do not want to ever hear, but they're your parents. That is meaningless to me. Till you get a yes on all those, I wouldn't go to another therapist who can articulate and understand it. Your point is to cut them all out and to deal with your anger. And it's going to take a lot of work, a lot of talking, and a lot of going back to actual incidents and hashing them out and what happened and why you think the way you do, why everybody thinks the way you do, and how evil it is. But once you are no contact, you cannot go back. Doesn't matter if they're fucking dying. I don't care if they're fucking, if there's a gun to their head, they're going to shoot every one of them unless you come and talk to the goddamn hostage taker. Not your problem. You go, you'll save their lives, and then they'll start abusing you. Say you didn't get there fast or whatever. It's all your fault. It happened to begin with because you left at 31 years old. Never nurse the narcissist back to health. Never. You're only setting yourself up for disaster. Thank you for your contribution and thank you for your story. I really appreciate it. This one really kind of, because I get it. And I'm seeing where you screwed up. Not that it's your fault, but it's one we always do, out of guilt. You nurse the narcissist back to health, you're nursing them back to narcissism. Period. Thank you to everybody watching. Please leave any opinions or advice in the comment section below. And again, if you want your story read on the channel, you have a topic you'd like me to cover or a narcissist you'd like to expose, you know what to do with the PayPal and my email links in the description box. I'll have the video right back to you. This is Ollie Matthews. Thanks for watching. See you all again soon.